chopping up videos. There's been so much to talk about between my last two channels, man. And hopefully I'm dwindling down doing videos today. I got one more to do, and I might talk about the Lakers and Clippers game. I don't know. But hey, appreciate everybody for checking back in. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, get the camera right. Hit the bell icon button, man. Appreciate the love, support. Want to make a donation? That link's always in the description. Best way to donate. Share the video, though. Few of my subs when we was live told me that Shawn Porter did an interview talking about how he feel that Terrence Crawford to beat Errol Spence. And also, when I was searching for something else, I found an article, another interview that he done, saying revealing the 3 fighters that he wanted to fight next. So let's talk about it in the interview. I'll link in the description and an article and the source links. You can find them for both there. Interview about Crawford, he said that he called to check up on Errol Spence because he hadn't heard nothing from him. And obviously, if Errol Spence didn't get into the accident, he would have been at the WBC convention. He was the only fighter in WBC history to have had a belt pre-made for him before the Shawn Porter fight. So he made history, but because of the accident, he couldn't be there. But Shawn picked a few fights, but he said that Crawford better in every department. He said that he knew he could hang Jermaine with Errol Spence when he watched the first 2 rounds of the Mikey Garcia fight. How Errol basically was respectful of Mikey Garcia, knowing Mikey was a smaller guy, and he thought that Errol would come out more aggressive versus him, but he knew it was a chance that he probably wouldn't because he didn't approach that had that aggressiveness versus Mikey Garcia. And basically the Mikey Garcia fight gave him confidence. That's what I took. Long story short, he said that basically Errol Spence was, I ain't gonna say scared, but he was aware of Mikey Garcia power. And I was drinking while that fight was on. It was my birthday. But and I went back and watched, and he did have a lot of respect. And Mikey did do well in the first 2 rounds, and people didn't want to give him credit for that. And people was calling Joe Goose and the hater off what he was saying, but he was doing well. And then, Errol Spence, started hitting him with that that hard shit, and I think it changed his game plan. I think I hit with something, but like I said before in the live earlier, Errol Spence not that good, bro. You know what I'm saying? It didn't take me that long to figure it out. It's just, it is what it is. But he said Terrence Crawford to win. I definitely agree with him on that. I just think, like he said, Crawford better in every department. Better IQ, better boxer. And, he didn't say this, and I think he got better power, and I think people will understand that. But the whole narrative is they always change it. They talked about the AJ fans and the Eddie Hearn protectors changing the narrative. Errol Spence, his people change it all the time. First it was Bob won't give them to me. Then it was, all the other easy built first and all that. And Shawn kept it real. You know what I'm saying? And with Shawn keeping it real, it's what people at PBC feel. Floyd Mayweather feel it. Al Heyman feel it. Sam Watson feel it. That's why they don't want to make that fight. And that's why they don't want to send nobody over there, because they truly believe Terrence Crawford is pound for pound #1. They truly believe that he is a hell of a talent. And, his contract could be up, and instead of giving Bob Arum the power and the glory and extending that contract with a unification bout, maybe they wait it out and try to sign Crawford. I heard it might be a scenario where Terrence Crawford may sign with Floyd Mayweather. That's just somebody's hypothesis behind the scenes. But if that happened, Floyd is going to force Errol to fight Crawford. But but Shawn picked him. And you got to remember, Shawn is close friends with Terrence Crawford as well. And people are going to say, oh, he's salty from the whole Errol Spence thing. But in my opinion, this is what I've been hearing behind the scenes that most PBC guys think. But he came out and said to Elie Seckbach, and to Elie Seckbach, they need to label their videos better, man. If he labeled his videos better, he'd probably be at 2 million subscribers. But he labels videos like a fucking kid. But he should have labeled his video, Shawn Porter picks Terrence Crawford to beat Errol Spence, and I guarantee you would have got a lot more traffic. But it is what it is. He bigger than me, so why'd even pay attention to my constructive criticism? But I agree, he better than him in every department. People, if the fight ever happened, we'll see. But at the end of the day, he ain't the only PBC fighter that thinks so. Christopher Colbert said it a long time ago too, that he felt that he'd have put head, shoulders, knees, and toes all over Errol Spence. So it is what it is, man. But Shawn Porter did unveil his 3 opponents that he would like to face. He said the Pacquiao fight is realistic. Danny Garcia and Errol Spence rematch, and he really wants the Errol Spence rematch. But by him saying Danny Garcia, and also in this is in the article part, but him saying Danny Garcia and and kind of putting two interviews together. I guess this was a separate interview they did, and they put it in manuscript on an article. He said he called to check up on Errol Spence. Excuse me. He called to check up on Errol Spence, and it didn't sound like it was positive news what he got in rebuttal. But he said he hope he make better decisions. Hope he okay. By him naming Danny Garcia as an opponent, I believe, and this is just my hypothesis, no insider information, no behind the scene information, but your boy believed that the WBC is going to order Danny Garcia and Shawn Porter for an interim title, for the WBC interim title, and then the winner will go ahead and fight Errol Spence. I don't believe Errol Spence is in good shape. I heard that he might have a fractured jaw. He said no broken bones. I heard his teeth was messed up. I heard that, other T Street was saying his back was messed up. So I can see a scenario in where they order that WBC interim fight between Danny and Shawn. When Errol come back, he'll fight the winner. He'll probably fight the IBF and then fight the winner. And then maybe the top of 2020, he's going to fight Pacquiao or later. But I don't believe what I've been hearing about that fight. Is Danny Garcia fight is still on for January 25th. If Errol Spence was in pretty good shape, he'd be at the WBC convention. But, Shawn think the Pacquiao fight can happen. I know Pacquiao is going to fight Mikey Garcia unless something changed. And then I heard Amir Khan was his second option. And if Earl don't fight him next year, or if he do end up fighting Danny Garcia and they don't order the interim fight, I think it is a situation where Pacquiao fight Mikey, then he'll fight Shawn Porter, and then Shawn Porter had to beat Manny Pacquiao to get his rematch with Errol Spence. So I can see that. But if I had to guess, I think it'll probably be Mikey and maybe Amir Khan or somebody else I'm not thinking of. But, at the end of the day, with Danny Garcia being a possibility, he said he's there with the WBC to talk business about boxing. It's always business and what's next. I think they're going to order Danny and Shawn as an intern WBC, give Errol some time to come back. Errol might miss this chance at Pacquiao unless Pacquiao stick around longer than anticipated. I heard 2020 was his last year fighting. So, it is what it is. But I heard that Pacquiao would have unified the three belts, which if Shawn Porter had beat Errol Spence. So if Shawn Porter had won, Pacquiao and Porter would be next. So Pacquiao is all and willing to fight Shawn Porter, and that kind of caught me off surprise, but it ended up, coming from a really, really good source that Pacquiao was going to fight, wanted to fight Shawn. So Shawn might not be too far off. So Shawn, maybe Danny and Errol fight, or Danny and Shawn fight, because maybe Errol be out longer than anticipated. Danny and Shawn fight. Then the winner might get Pacquiao. And then Pacquiao might fight Errol Spence, but that's, really Pacquiao was getting a tune-up with Mikey. And also it could be Danny and Manny Pacquiao next. Danny might take a soft touch, or Danny might fight Shawn, beat Shawn this time. People thought it was close. Then Danny might come around, and the Shawn and Danny interim WC winner, or if they fight next, might get Manny Pacquiao. So Manny Pacquiao is down to fight Danny Garcia too. He was supposed to fight Danny Garcia when he fought Keith Thurman in July. But I guess he thought he saw something in Keith Thurman versus Lopez, and he was right. He was able to edge Keith Thurman out, which I think is a really close fight. So Pacquiao available opponents after Mikey Garcia is Amir Khan, Danny, and Shawn. I think it might be a scenario where Danny and Shawn fight each other, then winner get Pacquiao, and then Pacquiao and Spence might fight the end of next year, beginning of the following year. But it'll be interesting to see how it works. So they working on something, and Shawn out here speaking. So they got a plan for Shawn. And no, Shawn is not calling out Terrence because PBC fighters are not allowed to say Terrence Crawford's name or he appear like Candyman. So Terrence Crawford will get no promo from PBC fighters, because I know it was a discussion with PBC about Shawn Porter fighting Terrence Crawford. They was entertaining and thinking about sending him over there, but they gave they gave Shawn Porter a sweet deal, and they told Shawn Porter there's no need for you to go over there and fight Terrence Crawford, because if Terrence Crawford go over there and knock you out or whitewash you, then people going to demand the Errol Spence fight that much more, and they don't want to give Terrence Crawford no shine. So that is what it is for people asking about that. He off that Terrence Crawford shit, but he picked Crawford to beat Spence. He said Pacquiao, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence Jr. are three fights that can happen for him in the immediate future. And y'all heard my hypothesis on it, but hey, it's Goodfellas Sports TV. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Appreciate the love, support. Keep sharing the videos. Want to make a donation? That link's in the description. Best way to donate is to share the video. And let me know what you guys think about the video. I'll link both sources in the description, the interview, and and in the article that came from one of the Elie Seckbach interviews. And don't forget, we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, review request. Other than that, best way to get in touch with me is email or Twitter. Appreciate the love, support. One time for the one time. Check out the channel out. Mercy Sports Talk. We gone.